Hello and welcome to which Supercell games are thriving and which games are dying.
Brawl Stars, developed by Supercell, experienced a significant resurgence in 2023 after a period of stagnation. The game introduced a number of successful changes, including the removal of loot boxes, the introduction of a more predictable progression system, such as Star Road, and exciting new features like Hypercharges. These updates were widely praised for making the game more transparent and fair, drawing back many lapsed players and boosting both community engagement and revenue. Creative collaborations like the SpongeBob event, alongside a revamped Brawl Pass and frequent new brawler releases, contributed to what many considered a golden comeback year for the game. Supercell recorded impressive growth during this time, with player retention and spending hitting new highs. However, despite this momentum, 2024 and into 2025 marked what many fans describe as the beginning of the game's downfall. Following the highs of 2023, Brawl Stars started to introduce changes that alienated much of its core community. The reward system became noticeably less generous, with players reporting slower progression, a grindier experience, and reduced value from new systems like Star Drops. The removal or devaluation of beloved features, such as masteries, and the inconsistent implementation of new mechanics frustrated players who had grown attached to the game's earlier structure. Additionally, balance issues with newly released brawlers and mechanics, often perceived as overpowered or rushed, began to disrupt the gameplay meta. Matchmaking quality deteriorated, with players frequently encountering unfair matchups and bot-filled lobbies. The game also came under fire for increasingly aggressive monetization strategies, with many accusing it of becoming more pay-to-win. This led to a growing divide between free-to-play users and those who spend money, eroding the game's originally inclusive feel. Was a sense that updates were becoming more repetitive, buggy, or uninspired. Many players and content creators began voicing their disappointment online, and some top YouTubers and streamers reduced their coverage or quit entirely. The excitement that had returned in 2023 quickly faded, replaced by burnout, frustration, and declining trust in the developers. Although Supercell did attempt to adjust some of these unpopular changes, the overall sentiment among the community remained negative throughout late 2024 and into 2025. Clash of Clans was once one of the flagship games of mobile strategy. Launched in 2012 by Supercell, it combined village building, base defense, clan warfare, and multiplayer raids in a package that was but deep enough to record serious players. It let players into steady updates, town hall events, spells, and encourage and pay-to-win, or pay-to-progress concerns. While Supercell has tried to keep things somewhat fair, many feel that the speed at which you build, upgrade, or get strong defenses/troops is now heavily tilted toward those willing to spend money. Waiting times, resource costs, and upgrade times have become longer, making progress slow for free-to-play players. Clash Royale has experienced something of a comeback in 2025. Sparked by some bold updates, new modes, and well-timed content that have re-energized its user base. After a period of relative steadiness, but also of criticism, the game began pulling ahead with major changes mid-year that reshaped progression, introduced fresh mechanics, and gave both casual and competitive players something to talk about. One of the biggest and most noticed additions was Merge Tactics, a new mode introduced around June 2025. It's a 4-player, turn-based mode where players merge duplicate troops, build up combos, and battle to be the last one standing. This mode allowed players to experience Clash Royale differently, with strategy and variety. Also in the June update was a reworking of the Trophy Road, extending it to 10,000 trophies and adding seasonal arenas that refresh every season. This gave higher level players more room to compete and climb, creating fresh goals for the dedicated segment of the player base. Supercell introduced new card evolutions, e.g. Hunter Evolution, and new legendary cards with dual forms like the Spirit Empress, which added novelty and excitement. These shifts helped refresh the meta, giving more room for experimentation and breaking up stale deck compositions. All of this translated into tangible results: higher revenues, more downloads, and renewed attention from the community. According to reports, Clash Royale in 2025 had its most lucrative months in years. For example, in July the game reportedly earned $77 million in player spending, surpassing the earnings of some of its supercell siblings. Downloads and player growth also saw a bump, and Google search trends showed increased interest in the game.